sponsored by Juris Digital.
Welcome, everyone, to the first episode of the Family Law Formula podcast. I'm your host, Casey Mraz, and today we're diving deep into the heart of why this podcast exists, my personal journey, and the transformation you, our listeners, can expect. So grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and let's embark on this journey together. In 1996, I embarked on my first business venture. Now, calling it a business might be a bit of a stretch, but for a kid with a big dream and an even bigger sweet tooth, it was everything. See, it all started with a simple idea. I wanted more candy during our family's trips to the store, so I convinced my family to subscribe to my daily newspaper for just a quarter. Armed with an old IBM computer running Windows 95, I typed out stories about the house. Breaking news like my brother leaving his dirty laundry on the floor, or that tonight's dinner was going to be tacos. I even pasted family photos that my dad took with his trusty 35mm camera. This newspaper was really my first taste of entrepreneurship. Sure, I never actually sold a copy, and the only payment I received was a few laughs from my parents, but it was really the spark that ignited my entrepreneurial spirit. See, fast forward a few years, we moved from sunny California to the rural town of Parker, Colorado. The transition, well, it was a huge one, but it opened new doors. My brother and I discovered a new sport, paintball. We quickly fell in love with it, but we couldn't afford to play. So we did what any resourceful kids would do. We decided to start our own paintball business, Black Knight's Paintball Supply. Imagine two teenagers trying to convince a reputable supplier that our garage was a limited storefront. We printed a sign from our family's dot matrix printer, taped it to the side of our house, and took a picture with my mom's Polaroid camera. It was scrappy, and it worked. We got approved to buy gear, and selling it, however, well, that was a different story. See, our marketing consisted of handing out flyers around town, but we soon found ourselves with a lot of resources as far as inventory and no customers. The loan from our parents dwindled away, and we had to close up shop and repay them. It was a humbling experience, but it taught me invaluable lessons about grit and resourcefulness. Around this time, my interest in computers grew. See, our family computer broke down, and my desire to stay connected on AOL pushed me to learn how to fix this computer. And over time, this newfound skill led me to start a computer repair business at 18. At that time, I charged $35 an hour, which felt like a fortune back then. And word spread quickly through my dad's network, and soon I had more business than I could handle. It was then I think I realized another part of my true passion, which was not just fixing things, but teaching other people about what I learned, helping to guide them and helping others grow. And that kind of segued into me teaching computer classes at a local senior community. And everybody that came to my class ended up being a client eventually. But as my business grew, I faced a different challenge, and that was too much work and not enough time. See, I needed to scale, and what that meant for me was hiring help. And my first employee was a recommendation from my high school computer teacher. I reached out to him, and he told me about a 17-year-old who was sharp and eager to learn, and together, we handled the increasing workload. But I learned that managing and growing a business required more than just technical skills. And during this time, I was also deeply influenced by my family's entrepreneurial spirit. See, my grandmother decided to go to law school, and from there, she ran for town council. And my father, he was always an entrepreneur, mostly working for other companies, selling multiple things on the side. this kind of instilled a drive in me, a drive to succeed. But it was my personal experiences with attorneys that ended up truly shaping my mission. My father passed away unexpectedly in 2004. Our family faced financial uncertainty at that point. Thankfully, however, my father had the necessary foresight and did set up some estate planning. He worked with an estate planning attorney that helped us navigate through some of these tough times. But not all of our legal experiences over the years were positive. And my 20s and even 30s were marked by watching friends go through messy divorces, child custody cases, situations where one partner could afford an attorney and the others couldn't. And at the time, I kind of realized that underdogs, people without a lot of money, often ended up with bad legal representation. And this injustice stayed with me and motivated me to focus on helping great law firms get found and provide excellent legal help. See, I started ethical SEO consulting, which later became Juris Digital, with a mission to help law firms attract their ideal clients. And along the way, I met incredible attorneys like Andy Gillen, who's dedicated his career to fighting for the little guys and giving back to the community. And these experiences really reinforce the importance of supporting attorneys who genuinely care about their clients and their communities. Welcome to the Family Law Formula, where we're not just talking about law, we're talking about building the family law practice of your dreams, a practice that thrives in any market. And I know it's possible because I've done it myself, not as an attorney, but as an entrepreneur focused on helping law firms reach their goals. I'm Casey Mraz, your host, and I've walked a wild path, from teenage entrepreneur to generating tens of millions of dollars online to help hundreds of family law firms create firms that help them sign their ideal cases on demand. Now I'm here to share those hard-won lessons with you. And together we'll transform your practice by creating a brand that captivates. We'll craft a brand story that resonates with your ideal clients, setting you apart from the competition in your market. We'll talk about mastering marketing that works, where you can forget outdated tactics. We'll dive into the latest strategies that attract and convert your ideal clients, even taking advantage of AI. We'll work towards understanding the psychology of your ideal clients. We'll decode how your clients think so you can create a practice that they can't resist. And we'll do this all while achieving a work-life balance to help you build a thriving business. One that doesn't mean you have to sacrifice your life for your law firm, but instead we'll create a practice that supports your dreams and passions. So if you're ready to create a family law practice that flourishes beyond your wildest dreams, stick with me. I'll equip you with the tools and strategies to achieve success in any market. So buckle up. This is where your journey to building a thriving family law practice begins. And the best part? You don't have to do it alone.